That's like really. Life lessons with Ali. Everyone, welcome back to another episode. We're going to have a little bit of a chat today. Nothing as educational today, mainly because technically it's Easter break. So although it might feel weird to say that we have a holiday now, I think that having a couple of weeks downtime is probably best. So the two videos this week and next will be a little bit more general chit chat and just a few recommendations. So that's mainly what today is. I'm going to go through some recommendations of people to follow on Instagram, recommendations of some TV series you might want to watch, some films, and just a little bit of general chit chat. Okay, so what just happened to my voice? Dear me, I think isolation is definitely starting to take its toll. So at the end of last week's video, I had a message from someone who was heartbroken that I hadn't used a mug after the first video with the Harry Potter one. So this week we have my Central Perk mug, and it's literally like a bucket. I'm not entirely sure who can drink this much liquid. Well, I can't. It's not even half full. So yeah, sponsored by Friends this week. Oh, imagine being sponsored by Friends. Those of you who don't know, I like Friends. So we're going to start with the Instagram recommendations. These are just ones that I feel like are worth following. So first one is the Speakmans. They are a married couple who you may have seen on This Morning, and they do loads of advice about people with anxiety, depression, phobias, PTSD. Like, they cover a really wide range, and their approaches to therapy are a bit different. So they're not sort of your average counsellors who would do like hypnotherapy and things. They do it by changing your thought process. So if you've ever watched them on This Morning, they've cured so many people's phobias. It's crazy. Like, one woman was scared of sand, I think, and literally they managed to get her to go and walk on the beach and things. So it's all to do with frame of mind, and I thought it would be relevant given what's going on, because I know that some people are really struggling with isolation, just kind of the world being a bit crazy at the minute. I guess is triggering people's anxieties, and so many people suffer with anxiety anyway, so this is definitely going to be escalating that if you are one of those people. So have a look at the Speakmans. They've already got some videos on there about coronavirus and how to deal with it, so that is recommendation number one. The second one that I want to recommend is photography related, and it's a new account that's been set up called Photographers in Isolation, and this is what it says on the tin: loads of photographers making work whilst in isolation. So take a little look at that. There's some amazing work being made. So if you're feeling uninspired, if you feel like there's not a lot you can be doing, take a look at that and you'll realise there's loads of things that you can be creating in your house on your daily walks. Third one is book related. So if you are not really into reading novels and you don't want to be doing sort of intense reading, but you still want something a bit different that takes your eyes off the television for a little bit, then this one's great for you. Well, we've got two actually. So there's Perimeter Books and there is the Photo Book Store, and both of these do photographic books. So mainly images, but you will get bits of text in there, a bit of a story, documentary based work, more art based work. So definitely worth a little look at. Moving on to TV series that I think might be worth a look at. Apologies if you've seen any of these, and also if you have any recommendations, just comment below. I think that we're all watching a lot more at the minute, so it'd be great to know what's worth looking at. First one is The Good Place. It's really light-hearted. They're only 20-minute episodes roughly, and it's all about the afterlife, but it's not depressing. It's quite a humorous series. It's got Kristen Bell and Ted Danson in it as well, so have a look at that one. It's from the same people that do Brooklyn Nine-Nine, another great series, although that wasn't on my list. The second one is a series called Afterlife. Ricky Gervais wrote this one. My personal opinion is that it's his best TV series he's ever done. Now, people who are hardcore fans of The Office might disagree with me. It goes from being really funny to really moving and then back to really funny again within just a few scenes. And so one minute you'll be crying and the next minute you'll be laughing your head off. So series 2 of that is coming back this month as well, April. So definitely have a look at that one if you haven't already. And the third one is The OA. So I have banged on about this to everyone that I knew. People will be watching this now and thinking, God, will you stop going on about The OA? But I just think that it's such an interesting programme, and from a media perspective as well, the approach to how they've made it is really unique. So Britt Marling, who co-wrote it, she stars in it as well, and it's all about near-death experiences and the possibility of some kind of alternate reality, if you will, or other dimensions and things like that. It's got Jason Isaacs in it as well, so Harry Potter fans, that is Lucius Malfoy. There's been 2 series of The OA, and unfortunately it got cancelled, and I'm still not over this. However, I still think it's worth watching those 2 series because of how good it is. Obviously it's not ideal that it's left on a little bit of a cliffhanger, but have a look. On to films, 3 films for you. So a more up-to-date film, Green Book. I think that this is a really, really, really good film. It's quite humorous but really moving as well, and it's sort of about racial differences and basically a white man who is the driver for a very talented black pianist, and it's the story that goes on between them and the friendship that is built between them. It's based on a true story as well, which is always nice. I think you connect more with characters when you know that they actually existed. Heading back into the archives, Memento. If you haven't seen Memento, you need to watch Memento, purely because of the way that it plays around with narrative. I don't want to give too much away, but it's really interesting. It's kind of following the events of someone with short-term memory loss. Really clever in the way it's been made. Finally, on films, another one from a while back, but I've noticed a few times I've mentioned this to students and they've said, oh no, I've not seen that. And this one is Inception. So this stars Leonardo DiCaprio and is all about being able to exist within a dream and then also be able to then talk to other people through their dreams. And it was on Netflix. I'm not sure if it is at the moment, but it was on Netflix. Okay, so that brings me to the end of the recommendations part of the video. Myself and my colleague Laura, whose videos are on this channel as well, we have been having a photographic conversation on our Instagram accounts based on last week's task. So have a little look if you want. I think it'd be nice for you to see what kind of work we're producing as well in this lockdown time. And I'll link the Instagram pages in the description below for you as well, including our creative arts one. Some of my learners will have found out this week that they no longer have to do their final major projects. This is an exam board decision based on the fact that everyone is in lockdown and isn't able to do this. And what that means is that they are now being graded on all the previous work from this year. I think that it is essential that you continue to produce work, whether you've been told to or not. Obviously, if you've been told to, you need to do it. But just for yourselves, you know, you've got to think about when we come out of the other end of this, employers, universities, they're going to be looking at applicants in a very different way. And if you are one of the people who has really grabbed this opportunity and shown creativity and being unique in their approach, then you're more likely to get somewhere than if you are one of the ones that went, no, I'm not going to do anything now. You know, you've got to have a really good work ethic. All right. Oh, one last thing. I thought that I would start watercolouring. I've never really had the patience for it. This is my first attempt at a watercolour. My wonderful colleague Chris has offered to teach me a few little tricks and has recommended lots of really good painting supplies to pick up. So I'll also link him below because he's been doing some digital art-based tutorial videos as well, so have a look at those. And I think that's it. I'm going to finish my bucket of tea and I will see you next week for another little video. Thanks for watching. Bye.